Okay, here it is. This is exactly how I set up Facebook ads and also a sales funnel, if you like, for generating leads for our own local business to boost sales whenever we feel like it. Now, I don't run this the whole time because basically we can't keep up with it, but this is just going to give you a little flow of how we actually do it. Now, normally I will have a section of different Facebook ads, and in this example we're just going to use 3 different Facebook ads. So it's essentially the same ad, but we're going to split test 3 different images. And if I go over to my ads manager, this is this section here that I'm looking at here. Now if we go over to ads manager, and I'll go deep into this in a minute, I just want to give you the overflow. So I will go and create 3 ads, and then I'll duplicate each ad set and then put different targeting in. So as you can see here, the best performing ad set that we had actually created us 10 leads. This was just over 1 week. We actually only ran this for 1 week and we generated 12 leads. So that was pretty good. So on average, just under £7 per lead. Now I'm going to show you exactly how this is such a fantastic number in a minute, because the product that we're selling has such a high value. So I had a selection of different ones where I was doing it. Now these weren't actually all live. The only 2 that I had live was this one here, which actually only targeted people within a certain geographic area who had clicked on the shop now button. So I thought, well, these people may be shoppers, so I thought, well, I'll try that. And then I split tested it with no interest targeting at all, but just ran those 3 image ads to people within the geographic area that I was targeting, and it actually performed so much better. So it was a strange one. We actually got 10 leads from that in that 1 week with no interest targeting whatsoever. So obviously in the future I can then split test with different types of interest targeting and go forward with that. But let's get back to where I was. So we ran this, and that would send them to a page which was basically inside of Clickfunnels, which allowed them to get a special offer on our product. And if people opted in, they would go to a thank you page. Now the call to action would be for them to then go ahead and book an appointment, because we sell, in this example, it was internal plantation shutters. So we would actually go out to the customer and we would then do the sales appointment. We would then go ahead and get the jobs from there. So we would invite them to our online calendar to book there, and we would also give them a phone number where they can call us direct and book as well. And immediately once this happened, once they put their details in over here, which was their name, their email address and their telephone number, these things happened. We would get a text message straight away telling us that we've actually got a lead with those details on. And normally what I would do then is I would call the lead and try and book them into the calendar immediately. And it works so much better if you follow up with these leads as quickly as possible, because the colder, well, with time the lead gets colder and colder and colder. So that's how that worked. The customer would also, or the lead should I say, would also get a text saying that we've received it, and they would also get an email which would then send them back to the calendar to try and get them to book an appointment. And we'd also get an email as well, just so that we've got it on record there, so in case I don't happen to be in the office at the time, my partner who runs the office would get to the email there as well, and she'd go, okay, we've got a lead, let's give him a ring, and we'll sort it out from there. So that's kind of like an overview of how that worked. Now I'm just going to show you, before I get to the actual results of what we expect and how much we can actually generate from this thing, because it is super important. We only ran this for 1 week, so I'm going to show you how we connect this little thing up. So obviously this part here and this part here we use Clickfunnels for. So I'm going to show you one of the offers that we've got at the moment together with the page. So what I normally do, I'd normally run a split test as well. So I would have maybe different colours in this example just for the button itself, and also as well, let's just check I do have that on that one. There we go. So once people actually opt in, this automation tab would kick into effect, and it would send them the email which we mentioned back here, which is there, which contains their voucher. And if I open the editor, you'll actually see exactly what it is. So this is it, how to book. You can call the number, and that button then takes it to our online booking system. So that's how it works. There's obviously bits there saying you can't use it. It's only for new customers. You can't be used on an existing quote that they've got and when the offer ended. So that's how that would work. And of course, I have this set to send us an email out immediately. So that is all well and good. And then once they actually opt or go through this bit, they go through to the thank you page, which again, if I open a split test version of this, you'll see this. So call this number or book the appointment. Very simple. Simple, straightforward, easy. Okay, so that covers these, this, and all this. Like I say, that bit is done through Clickfunnels, that bit is done through Clickfunnels, and these two bits are done by Zapier as well. And if I just flick over to this bit here, we'll just have a look. We edit that. So you need a Zapier account, very simple and straightforward. So if I get a new lead, then it sends us a text message from there. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. It might even be that one. Actually, yeah, it was that one. Excuse me. So I have it connected. So basically, I will load up Zapier. I will integrate Clickfunnels into it, and I will set the funnel that I want it to go to, and the funnel type, and the actual bits that I want come to that, and then it would then send me a text message out that way. And you do exactly the same for the customer, so it sends them the text message from that as well. So that is pretty cool. I'm really happy about that. The online booking system as well. That's a different system that we use as well, so it is slightly different, and if you're interested in that, then please let me know, because we do have white label rights onto that one. But you can make this even more advanced as well. But I just want to go back to show you exactly what we did in the Facebook itself. So I had 3 different pictures, and you can see which one clearly ran away. These ones, for some reason, the reach wasn't interested at all. But let's go ahead and edit that, and it should show us the actual ad itself. Just give me a second to load this up. So if I go to desktop feed, and it will show, if I go down here, yeah, it would call out basically less year homeowners, because we're not interested in people that rent the property. We want people who actually own the properties, and we said it's like 20% off, and click to get offer, and again it would be down here, summer special 20% off plantation shutters, and it got a fair bit of engagement on that as well. So this one worked really well. Although the relevance score looked like it was low, we actually got all of these clicks, really small amount of cost per click itself, and like I said, we generated 10 leads off this alone. So on the whole, we ended up with 12 leads. And here's the important, well, hang on, don't want that. Here's the important bit. Now, if we get 10 leads, we're going to average, by the time they've gone through this bit, we've called them and tried to book them in, we're going to get 4 appointments, because they're not all brilliant off Facebook. Let's face it, people are not looking for what we do on Facebook. They are doing their own thing. They're checking out their friends, tagging each other in posts. That's what Facebook's for. But interruption marketing, so we actually present them with an offer there, and then we go ahead and get it. Now, of those appointments, these particular ones, because these are different, these are very cold, they're not targeted, these are people which just happen to come in and click on the voucher and go for that. So on average of those sales, we will get about 50% conversion rate, so we expect to get 2 sales. Now the average sales value is about £1,200 for this, so of course that's super cool, because even at that we're still going to get a total sales of 2,400, and our profit margins run at about 50%, so we're actually going to get a total gross profit of about £1,200 on that. Now if you notice, if we saw that before, wherever we were, go back one, and back again, because that was shown with that. Give me a second. We actually only spent just under £81 on ads. So when I worked it out, for every £1 we put in, we get 14 out, and that is actual profit. That's not in sales, that's profit. So that's by the time we took everything out, we're actually putting 1 in, getting 14 out. And the best run that we actually had with this was we spent about £400 and we got about 42,000 in sales in that particular run. Now, if you were running this for yourself in your own business, if you've got a high ticket item like we do with the plantation shutters, it's fantastic, because obviously you're never going to spend that much on Facebook ads that you can't get a return on it. But what you can do is you can set this up for other local businesses as well, and actually use this entire thing. Now I'm going to include this ClickFunnel below the video as well, so if you need to get that, that's great. And I just want to touch on some extra bits that you can actually do to actually generate more from this as you go along. So like I said, at the moment we are losing out on 2 of those appointments. So what can we do? Well, we can, I'm just going to duplicate this out. Once someone's been and done the sale, let's duplicate that out, put this down here. Now, if someone goes ahead and gets an appointment, whoops, hang on, and we don't make the sale on the day, we just get an estimate, so we send them out an estimate. So we're going to add them, so estimate email list. So that's going to happen there, and if we duplicate that out, just bear with me a second. So this is sold email list. Right, so this is going to happen. So they're either going to be sold, or sorry, they're either going to be an estimate, or it's actually going to be a sale. So this is the cool thing, because we now have an email list of extremely warm people ready to buy, but they haven't quite bought yet. So if they have just been an estimate, then we can then send them a follow-up series which basically introduces so follow up oops, gosh, can't spell today. Follow-up series. We can then start sending them out a follow-up series over the next couple of weeks to try and encourage them to call us back to don't want to do that. I'm going to mess this up in a minute, I can guarantee it. And I want them to call us back. Yeah, to order. So the idea is that once we start sending the follow-up series out, we are asking them to call us back to order, or they can rebook another appointment. So we can do this as well. So they can actually go ahead and book an appointment if they need to see us again. But it's super beautiful, and it actually helps increase our not only the actual sales rates as well. So when we look at these up here, the amount of leads that we get and the total sales that we get, this number, this 2,400, it will increase over time. So obviously if we do a whole month of it, we can get like 40 or 50 leads. Total sales will be huge, the profit margin will work good, and of course then we'll have this little follow-up series working, which, like I said, starts out with thanking them for letting us come, and this is a copy of your estimate. If you want to go ahead, this is what you do, these are your next steps, blah blah blah, and then it will then start sending out another thing as well. And the cool thing is because you can set these things up with Zapier, we actually have them go into our sales CRM, if you like, which is QuickBooks. So if they become an estimate, they go onto the estimate list, but it also checks as well. So when we're doing this follow-up series here, if at any point this person goes onto the actual invoice list, which means they've actually gone ahead and ordered it, Zapier will automatically take them off the estimate list and put them on here, which then stops them from getting the follow-up series. Because let's face it, if they've actually ordered from us, they don't need to keep getting the follow-up series. And then, of course, along with the sold email list, we'll also then, after a series of a couple of weeks, by that time, they should have had their product finished and fitted as well. We would then, well, that's cool, we just had another sale come through saying we'd like to go ahead with the shutters. Fantastic. That was £3,800. Just had notification through there, so that's pretty cool, right? So what will happen is, so these people here, they will get another email further down the line, basically normally generated by once they've actually finished and we've done the installation, for them to asking them for a testimonial. So that's how it all gets set up. So this is the whole reason why I started using Clickfunnels in the first place, because I wanted to get this all set up and I wanted to find a way that it would work and it would be super clean, it would be easy to set up and automated as well. I know there are certain points where we actually have to go call, I actually have to go out and do the sales presentations themselves, but a lot of this is automated, and this is exactly how you can then help set it up for other local businesses as well, and then you can charge them a good fee for this, because just look at my numbers here. Spent £81 and generating a profit of £1,200. That's just 1 week. Now imagine if we did that over a whole month. Let's say you got 4 weeks to it. That's nearly £5,000. I'm saying in pounds because I'm in England. £5,000 in extra profit for that particular business. Now that's 60,000 a year extra profit. Now we do have other products as well where the average sales value is 2 to 3, sometimes up to 5,000. Occasionally I'll run ads for that as well. The leads quality and the conversion rates tend to be a lot lower because it is that much more higher ticket. But again, the returns from it is just fantastic. So I hope this has been really useful for you. There we go, there's someone else come through saying that they are wanting an appointment as well. So obviously business is good, and this is how it all works together. So hopefully this has been interesting for you, and I get a lot of value from it. And make sure you drop a comment below with any questions that you've got for us.